energy in here. Welcome. Woo. Being energy all morning. Welcome to the Clio Suite. This is an amazing session. We're so happy to have you here. My name's Bailey. I'm a senior product designer. I work out of the Calgary office in cold Alberta. Woo! Yeah. So my job is to understand the needs of your firm and how you work, and actually use that knowledge to make our products and features better for you.
And hi, I'm Steve. I work with our accounting and invoicing and that firm dashboard. Work in those areas as a senior dev manager. And I also work in Calgary with Bailey.
Yeah, he's freezing with me up here. So today, we're super happy to have you here. We've had a few questions, how can I use the suite? How does it integrate with my process? And we're happy to take you through that today. We want to take you through an example of a customer journey and how that might work for you using the suite.
And we're going to talk through that first initial touch point all the way through the refer, turning them to refer for your firm.
Mm-hmm. And we'll also call out to other sessions that will be very important for you to attend in case you're interested in learning more about one of these topics.
So Clio, we understand your need to improve efficiencies in order to create more billable time. We want to make it easier for you to share documents and information securely, seamlessly, and be able to track the people, documents, and data involved in solving a matter, all while integrating with your existing processes and applications.
Mm-hmm. The integration is super important. So today we're going to guide you through being able to integrate and improve your practice management using the Clio Suite. We're going to share insights into a customer journey from intake through case management all the way through to promotion of your firm, and how you might utilize the Clio Suite in order to drive a flexible and successful experience for your clients. We want to talk first about Clio Grow. How many of us have Clio Grow? Awesome. I see quite half the room. Okay. How many of us are unsure and maybe thinking about adding Grow? All right, a few of us do. Okay, so Grow. Grow is here to improve and automate efficiencies during your client intake process. So using Grow, you're able to collect things like online e-signatures, customize your intake forms, and automate documents and emails. That way you can turn your clients from prospective to retained. And once the lead has converted into being a paying client, then actually Clio Manage, which Steve is going to tell us about, is the best tool for you to manage anything from matter details through communications and all the way to billing.
Yeah, Manage is the software that makes running your firm, organizing cases, and collaborating with clients from one place possible.
Yep.
And it helps you streamline your tasks, eliminate redundancies, and focus on your client's case and maximize your billable time.
So Clio Grow and Clio Manage fit within what we call the customer journey. This is a cycle from awareness that they need help, they need legal assistance, all the way through to resolving a matter and becoming an advocate for your firm. We're going to walk you through that journey and how the Clio Suite can help you along the way.
And to do that, we're going to take you on a journey through a case example that can show you how the suite can accommodate the resolution of the case and drive a positive return on investment for your firm.
That's right. So we'd like to introduce you to our cast. On the left, we have Harold. Harold is a small business owner. He sells retail fitness gear.
In the middle, we have Chris, who's a partner attorney at a litigation firm that focuses on construction disputes, property inspection, building deficiencies.
Mm-hmm. And on the right, we have Jordan. Jordan's a paralegal at Chris's firm. And amongst other tasks, she's heavily responsible for a lot of the intake process. We talk about Harold. Harold has a problem. So he recently purchased an inner city lot in order to build a retail store for his fitness gear. But about after 3 months, it was really evident that poor quality construction had happened. Things were just not meeting up to code, and he was noticing that he was actually getting billed significantly more than what he was quoted for. So Harold immediately halted construction in order to seek an attorney's professional advice. This is where Grow can actually really assist not only Harold, but Chris and Jordan on the legal side. So marketing can handle this, Grow can handle the marketing initiatives all the way through intake, to the point where Harold is actually a converted lead. What we mean by converted lead is someone who was a prospective client and has now become part of your process and signed a contract with your firm.
Harold has a brother-in-law who's dealt with a property defect issue last year. And because of the great experience he had working with Chris and his firm, he's referred Harold to the firm's website, where he was able to get a better understanding of the process and be able to connect with Chris and his firm. So he's turned him into a referrer.
Yeah, that's right. So we talk about prospective clients, and we know that referrals are a really primary source for firms of all clients, or all sizes. New clients, it's a very key way of generating new business for you and your firm. So you might be promoting, via digital marketing efforts, including a website, maybe social media, maybe online advertising, something like Google Ads. And ultimately, we know that you need to qualify these leads that are coming in. Are these leads really right for your firm? What is the value of these leads to you?
Before using Clio Grow, Jordan was often the one who was managing those leads over the phone using a pen and a stack of paper. She would transfer the details into a spreadsheet, which was then sent to the partner attorneys for follow-up. This resulted in duplicate data entry and a somewhat confusing client intake process.
Right. So it sounds like there's some opportunities for improvement here, Steve.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, I want you to let us know, show of hands, how many of us manage the intake with a lot of pen and paper and multiple apps? Oh yeah, that's over here. Oh yeah. Awesome. Okay, I'm super excited to talk about this. So, lead forms can be lengthy and complex. People have diverse needs. They have really complicated matters. You're context switching. You might be losing a bit of your billable time during this. And to be honest, all this time spent, you might realize that the lead might not actually be right for your firm. So how do we solve this? Steve, how do we solve this?
Clio Grow. It solves for the intake organization, customization, as well as lead and revenue tracking. You can organize your contacts and your leads, track and follow up with individuals that are the most important to your firm, and track the success of marketing efforts by defining those lead sources, so the marketing channel, website, referral, and track the value of your business.
Yeah. That's right. So tracking value. So we know that initial consultation, that very first appointment, that first touch point with your firm, super key. This is kind of make or break. Will this be your client or not? So we also know that this can offer a few friction points as well. I like to call these opportunities for improvement. Ultimately, if scheduling is mishandled, there's potential for firms to lose these opportunities for revenue. As well, leads could simply just go to another firm that's more responsive. Or even worse, legal issues could actually go unaddressed.
Our 2018 Legal Trends report shows how lawyers define success. 75% of lawyers surveyed identified that proving that client care and satisfaction is important to their firm's successes.
That's right.
Clients have high expectations for making appointments by phone. There's a bit of a discrepancy here. We see that 59% of clients identify that they prefer to make appointments by phone, but only 2% of lawyers expect that to be true. Yeah. So we talked a bit about this last year with our Legal Trends report and a bit of the perception versus reality.
That's right, Steve. So it's important for you to control your schedules. It's important for clients to be able to control their schedules. How many of us were in Mick and Jeff's presentation right before ours? Yeah, a few of us. Okay, so this morning you might have heard from Jack, you might have heard from Mick or Jeff about the Clio scheduler. This is something that at Clio we noticed and we wanted to solve for you. And we're super excited to bring it to you here at ClioCon. So the Clio scheduler is a way for you to control your schedule and allocate time slots to your clients. This reduces the hassle involved in scheduling, rescheduling, and canceling appointments. It's a simple feature. You send it out to your clients. They're able to select a time that works best for them based on your schedule. This is totally automated, and we're super, super excited to bring this to you. If you want to learn more about this or see how it works, please join us in the lab next door in the back. Find the Grow team. They're happy to demo it for you and get you set up.
Back to Jordan. Jordan uses Grow to automate emails that go out to those prospective clients. And each email contains helpful information such as updates on their cases, important calendar notifications, documents that they need to review, and anything else that the firm wants to communicate. Harold was able to use the scheduling link in the email to book his consultation on the go using his mobile phone.
That's great. So we're in the point of the journey where Steve mentioned Harold just scheduled an appointment. And this means he's now inside of the intake process. He's inside of Jordan's process within Grow. So the matter pipeline within Grow is actually where Jordan goes to track the client journey throughout the intake process. This is essentially a snapshot of all the leads in the system and the value of these to the firm. So an example of this, as you can see on the board, we have a column that's newly added all the way through to when the contract is sent. This matter pipeline is actually fully customizable for you and your firm, so no matter who's handling this, they're able to enter important details of the matter, the practice area, the estimated value, and return on investment of the business for you and your firm. And once the matter is created, you're actually brought to the matter dashboard, which is a central hub for the client's contact and matter information. Here you can assign tasks, even schedule appointments, generate documents, and log important notes or information related to this matter. If you want to communicate externally to your client, you can connect your email account in addition to the Grow scheduler that we just mentioned. And through external communications, you can utilize intake forms, documents, and even collect e-signatures.
So after Jordan verified that Harold's case was right for the firm and didn't find any conflicts of interest, she was able to use a template from Grow to create the contract for Harold. Harold was able to sign the document electronically from the comfort of his home office, and after he finished signing it, Grow notified Jordan that the signature had been received and the contract was stored in the file section of the matter.
Yeah. So it's taking that external and bringing it internal into Grow. And Jordan and Chris can actually monitor productivity of the firm using Grow's reporting. Reports will show the value of the pipeline and the number of leads added to the system. So as you enter new leads into the system and as they progress through this intake pipeline, you can actually track key business insights, including conversion rates, return on investment, and any of the value that you define by these cases.
Before using Clio Grow, Chris's intake process from initial contact to engagement took about 16 days on average. And since adopting Grow, it's gone down to 5 days. With Grow, the firm partners are able to collect and analyze the vital firm data on conversions, staff performance, and efficiency of their marketing efforts.
That's amazing. So 16 days to 5 days. This is a real case. Imagine what that can do for you, how much billable time that ends up being. So if you want to learn more about firm performance and insights, tomorrow join Carolyn and Shane. They can help you better understand the strengths and weaknesses of how to evaluate that for your firm.
And join Lisa and Braden to learn how to set up your Clio Grow account.
Yeah, you really want. So for all of you in the room that don't have it yet, these sessions are great for you. Okay, so integration. We mentioned that there's a Clio Suite. So what about the rest of it? So once the client has signed the contract, all of this matter information will be imported into Clio Manage. So we talk about integration. What can actually be imported? So anything from contacts all the way through forms and documents, and any kind of file attachments and appointments, those are all things that can integrate back into Manage from Grow. And I just want to have a quick recap of what we learned. So we talked about how clients like Harold are aware that they need legal assistance. Something happened. And we talked about how Clio Grow can be used to capture these potential clients and convert them to retain clients for your firm. So now we're going to dive into the next phase, which is when the casework really begins.
So Harold has signed that engagement letter with Chris's firm, and this is when we look to using Clio Manage to do the rest of the work.
Mm-hmm. Great. So in order to tackle Harold's case, Chris actually collaborated with an accountant and a contract structural engineer. Using Clio Manage, they're able to track everything together while they work to resolve Harold's matters. So what do I mean by everything, Steve? What does the Clio Manage do for them?
Well, they're going to do a lot of the work in the matters area, which you may be familiar with, but matters include time and expense tracking, document management, calendaring, task management, billing, and tracking your financial transactions. And the Matter dashboard that you see up here gives you a great at-a-glance view as to what's going on with the Matter.
Yep.
We have a financial card, which shows your work in progress, outstanding balance, any trust balances that may be associated with the Matter. And you can set a budget for the Matter and display time and expense tracking against that budget. You can also quickly view any contact information you have related to the Matter. You can quickly see the client information there and any experts that you've brought in, for example. So in this case, it might be the accountant and the structural engineer.
Oh, that's right.
And I want to talk about custom fields really quickly as well. So custom fields are great for adding all kinds of information that are related to your contacts and matters. And you can group them into sets, which helps you quickly add them to your contacts and as well as your two matters. So if you might want to track specific information that's only relevant to that specific matter.
Right. That's great. So in Harold's case, accurately tracking time and expenses to the Matter is extremely important for Chris and the firm. And the word I want to really emphasize there is accurately. So from Harold's perspective, he's already been, kind of burned recently with having, poor invoicing from his construction team. So Chris is cognizant of that, and he also wants to ensure that he's getting paid and maximizing his billable time. So they want to stay on budget, and they want to ensure that Harold is engaged and trusts, the sort of reporting and billing that they're getting. So with that, I want to talk a little bit about time and expense tracking.
Sure, you can manage his time and expense tracking from many different places. One is the Activities tab we have here. You can also configure expense categories and add activity descriptions to categorize your expenses and time entries and speed up that entry time. We've also launched the ability to mark activities as non-billable, which helps with work that's done for clients for free or part of a flat fee or contingency matter.
That's great. So you can track your non-billable time now. Who's excited about this?
Yeah, there are some of you.
Awesome.
Perfect.
3 people. Okay, so non-billable time, as Steve mentioned, is in many areas of the app. There's many ways you can use this depending on what type of firm you are and how you work, whether you're transactional or litigation. So please join Madison and Sarah tomorrow. Learn about how you can better track all of your time and expenses. So what about timekeeping?
Well, we have a built-in timekeeper, if you notice at the top of the screen there. And the timekeeper makes it easy for you efficiently and accurately capture the time and record it back to the Matter. It's also available in our mobile app, so you can start the timer there or start it here and track time when you're out and about.
Great.
And you can track emails and phone calls in the Communications tab for the Matter. You can leave notes from phone conversations in the phone log and use our mail drop feature to forward emails and have them appear in Clio. And Clio allows for attorneys to send secure messages to clients or co-counsel via our Clio Connect client portal.
That's great. Speaking of external, Clio actually offers Gmail as well as Office 365 email plugins so that you can actually directly save emails along with any attachments back to specific matters and track your time while you're working in the email. So even if you're outside of Manage, you're working in your emails, you're able to bill for that time.
And you can use Clio's Documents feature and unlimited storage capacity to upload all of the relevant documents to the Matter.
Yeah. So speaking of documents, document automation is super important in driving more efficiency for your firm. So you can create new documents from templates and actually autofill important details that are customizable to you, including anything from addresses to account balances, matter names, and any details you want to make not redundant in the process. And so tomorrow, if you want to learn more about this, Shelby and Kim actually have a really great deep dive about document automation and management. Feel free to please check that out.
And you can use Clio's calendaring to update case milestones, share appointments with clients, schedule multiple deadlines automatically with court rules. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. You can also access the calendar anywhere in the app or on your mobile device. And it syncs to Google and Office 365 calendars. You can also create unlimited calendars, so you can create them however you like. You could create one per matter or per person, and you can view them all at once.
Yeah, that's great.
And back to court rules. Court rules allow you to create events automatically based on rules and deadlines from hundreds of US courts. So you can stay on top of those filing deadlines, case milestones, court dates, and more. And you can use our task automation to assign tasks like research, data entry, or bookkeeping to paralegals and other administrative to bookkeeping to paralegals and administrative staff. And you can create task lists for commonly done tasks in order to save time.
Yeah. So tomorrow, you can join Mema and Joseph, learn more about calendar and task management. Okay, so we're getting back to Chris and solving this case for Harold. They have some pretty key deadlines that they cannot miss. And using Manage, they're able to monitor and control those details, anything from appointments to filing, court dates, statute of limitations, no matter where they are, whether it's at the office or if it's on the go using the Clio mobile app.
Speaking of apps, we have an app directory, and it's doubled in size since 2017 with the addition of more than 50 new apps. From document management to marketing and accounting, check it out to see what is available to add onto your Manage or Grow account. It can really help you tailor your solution to what you need.
Yeah, it's awesome. So what about billing and payments? Collecting. Clio has an automated billing and payment feature, and this actually eliminates all of the manual billing work that your firm might be used to or used to in the past. The point of this is to allow you to spend less time, tracking and sending invoices, and more time actually getting paid.
And we have a new outstanding client balances tab that we've added, which allows you to view and share and manage those balances from one place, helping to eliminate tedious invoicing tasks and reduce the risk of error.
Yeah. Okay, so using Clio Payments, Chris's firm is actually able to receive credit card payments from Harold. This is a really simple process. So Chris shares bills with Harold using Clio Connect, and then he gets paid directly. So Clio Payments automatically records transactions in Clio Manage and syncs them to the third-party accounting software that they have integrated. So Steve mentioned that app directory. There's a whole list of apps that you're probably using right now that you can integrate into Manage in order to get sync that back into your working process. So this removes the need for manual billing entries, and it gives Chris and Harold both the flexibility that's not only saving them time, but it's expected from Harold that he can pay via credit card.
And when you set up Clio Payments, you make it easier for your customers to pay you, resulting in quicker payments overall. We found that firms that use Clio Payments get paid 39% faster than firms that don't. And 57% of electronic payments get paid within the same day that they're invoiced, and 85% get paid within a week. Additionally, over 40% of legal consumers surveyed said they wouldn't hire a lawyer who doesn't accept credit cards.
That's crazy. Okay, so 40% will not hire a lawyer who does not use credit cards for payments, and 85% get paid within the week if we set up Clio Payments. So that's awesome. If you want to learn more about Clio Payments, actually Phil next door in the Clio lab, he's an expert, super happy to walk you through your particular firm and how you like to work. But essentially, payment plans can simplify and automate all of this credit card billing from within Clio. It'll help you collect on your receivables, reduce overhead, and deliver that expected better client experience. And this works whether you're a litigation or a transactional law.
Right, so back to our story. Chris might set up a plan to charge Harold's credit card equal monthly payments for the next 6 months. And he has that ability to define the payment and how it's going to get paid and how much it is each month. It's pretty flexible.
That's right, flexibility.
So join Elaine and Karina this afternoon to learn more about billing best practices from invoice creation to accepting payments.
And you can also join Steve, not this Steve, Steve Harbrook, and share to learn more about how accepting credit cards can help you get paid faster.
And join James and Amrit to learn more about what Clio offers in terms of financial record keeping.
Yep, that's right. So, Steve, give us a recap.
Right, so we talked about using documents, time and expense tracking, calendaring, and other tools within Clio Manage. And we've talked about Clio Payments and how that can result in you getting paid 39% faster.
That's right. Okay, so that is the recap of Manage and Grow. But what about the third stage of advocacy? And once a case is resolved, a positive client experience can actually drive a referral, a positive online review, or a net promoter score, or NPS. This is the best way to actually measure your client's experience with your firm. And if this sounds a little bit familiar, we talked about how Harold got a referral, and then Harold became part of Chris's intake process. All of this advocacy actually relates back to the beginning of the cycle that we talked about. This will drive your firm's online marketing initiatives, which then again can be captured and grow, ultimately growing your business as well.
Looking again at our legal trends report, we can see that 59% of prospective clients get a referral from a friend or family when seeking out a lawyer. And the rest, the majority, actually comes from searching online and referrals from other lawyers.
Yeah.
So what did Chris and his team find out to help resolve Harold's case?
Yeah, so there was a lot going on. Essentially, they were able to discover a conflict contract clause and duplicate charges to Harold's invoices. So Chris was able to send Harold accurate accounting documents. He was able to outline the cost dispersed and the fraudulent billing towards Harold that he was being received from the contract engineer. The construction engineer was able to identify a few conflicts of interest. So actually, the construction manager was also being listed as one of the framers. And they were working under building codes not suited to their jurisdiction. So it was kind of a hidden mess, which Harold had no idea that this was happening. He was really, really, really excited that Chris and his team were able to uncover this stuff and figure it out for him. Very grateful and very happy to be an advocate. So when we go back to what we mean by advocacy, it feeds back into the beginning of the cycle. Mm-hmm. We have this Clio Suite, and this is a way for you to improve your firm's operational excellence. We took you through a scenario of how Chris might use the suite to successfully resolve Harold's matter, and it can successfully resolve the matters that you have at your firm. Super happy to talk to you about it. I'm Bailey.
And I'm Steve, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah. Please join us in the Clio lab. We'll be there all day today and tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.